The God of your destiny is dependent on what? The God of your father. Through the permission of bloodline. So we looked at the fact that we have what we call the bloodline system. Praise the name of the Lord. And when you talk about the bloodline system, it is not just a physical one. It is something very spiritual. Because originally blood was a spiritual thing. God says, for blood has life. So that is why the priests were not supposed to take blood, because blood represented the life of that thing you're eating. Praise the name of the Lord. So blood has... a child is formed of blood. When a man and a woman come together, they make a union. And that union brings a soul into the womb of the woman. And for that soul to grow in that womb, it needs a body. So the only way it can get a body, nobody can form a body and put it there. You cannot make milkshake with water. You can only make milkshake with milk. So it needs the components which are in one human being with another to come together and form the properties that make a human being. So in that process, in the realm of the spirit, a man is the one that carries the genealogy according to the realm of the spirit. So as long as you are under a man, his genealogy will affect you. That's why the Bible says, and Jesus came from the house of... Jesus was not a product of the sperm of David, of Joseph. But by the fact that he was coming from the house of Joseph, and the fact that he was coming from the womb of the woman of Joseph. So, even you men, a woman that you're in love with, even if she gets pregnant for another man, there is a possibility that kid can even look like you. Am I lying? Haven't you seen those stories? There is a possibility that child can look like... Why? Because a man and a woman, when they join, they make a bond. And when they make a bond, the genealogy of the man has dominion over the woman. So now for them to make what is of them, the womb of a woman carries the genealogy of the man. But even though not so, even if another man will deposit in that womb, according to the rule of genealogy, that child will still belong to this man. Because this woman's womb has already been bought by the soul of this man. Am I teaching hard things? Clap your hands, Kali. Me, I told God to bring people who understand these things early. He refused. I will teach you by... I go slowly. Genealogy. Come on, that's it. Praise the name of the Lord. So, by rule of genealogy, by rule of genealogy, amateeka g'olulyo gagamba nti omusajja bw'awasa omukazi bafuuka ki? Nti nimwekyo ekimu ne Yesu mwennyini yakonfaminga nti omusajja kasita afuna mukazi we aba yeekutudde ku mama we ne tate n'afuuka kimu naki? Era n'agamba, Pawulo n'akatiza n'agamba nti kati gwe omubiri gwe tegukyali gugwo, ogwo omubiri gwa gundi, kubanga waliwo ekibagatta, your soul. So now, according to the rule of genealogy, that womb belongs to the man that married you. Ate modern sagala otunule mwana wo. Taliwo, mbadde nkulaba ng'otunula eno, manyi atera kutuula wano. Mugende mukebere abaana. So, the Bible said that the scholars, Bible scholars say that Jesus looked, he looks like what? The what? The Jews. He was not different from that. Am I teaching? And you will not find this in any book. Not anywhere, not in sermon. So according to genealogy, when two souls combine, they form what we call a womb. A womb is a spiritual thing. That is why the Hebrew word, the Greek word for womb. Because the Bible was originally translated from Greek. It meant orchard, which meant passion. The womb meant passion according to them. According to the ancient people, the womb of a woman, for them it meant passion. So meaning that they knew that a womb was formed when two people had passion upon each other. So you understand that? So according to genealogy, when two souls become one, they form what we call a womb in the realm of the spirit. And in the realm of the physical, we have the reproductive system. By the time a baby grows in the reproductive system, already in the realm of the spirit, that womb already created the child. Do you understand me? How many of you dreamt of your children before you gave birth to them? Exactly. You were already seeing a soul which is already existing. The child was already existing in the realm of the spirit. So even if you never give birth to her here physically, or you about her, you'll find her, they are calling you mommy. You get the point? So when two souls meet, they form what we call a womb. So in the realm of the spirit, those children are already formed. Their souls are already formed. Praise the name of the Lord. Haven't you realized when two people fall in love and they stay together for long, like me and my papa, they say we look alike. Many people say, hey, you people, we are siblings. Because we are siblings in the soul. Our souls intertwined like this. For him, I came. Because my soul cannot do without him. So that is how it is. So you are a product of your father's genealogy. Do you understand now? So now you are coming from a certain trend. So that is where I told you that a man cannot be far from the gods of his father. So which God spoke for your fathers? Whatever they spoke against them, if they don't overcome, if they did not overcome, this thing will overcome it. At a certain point, some of these things can be weakened in a certain generation, and then it arises again powerful in another generation. Are you realizing that my daughter looks like my grandfather? That girl, she looks like the father of my dad. You get a point? Have you realized that some of you in the present generation you have sisters or cousins that look like, they tell you they looked like the grand. You've heard those stories, eh? My mom, it's because she's now aging. My mom, there's no one here who was browner than her. With the long black hair. She was brown. There's no one here who was browner than her. She was too brown when she was young. But the truth is, her father and mother were black. Her sisters were black. Apart from her and the follower. And where did they get that? They had an uncle, a jaja, who was too brown. So at a certain point, some of these things to do with genealogy can a little bit fade. But then they can manifest so powerfully in another generation. Am I teaching? Now, when you look even in the biblical context, when Reuben and his brothers rose up to kill Joseph, we realize that that's not the first incident where God favored a brother and a brother did get angry. We all know that Cain killed Abel. Because God favored who? So what happened? He had to kill the brother. So upon Isaac, he did not manifest powerfully. Because Isaac had enough energies in the family. There was visitation of angels in the parents. Father and mother were prayerful. Even Isaac didn't sleep with many women. He had but now the thing again began fading in the children. You realize that Jacob and Esau, what happened? They had what? Wrangles from where? From the womb. They failed to look in their genealogy to realize and say that, oh, wait a minute. Even though our people were prosperous, but there was a killing of brother because of God favoring at the other. So even Abraham didn't deal with it. Even Isaac didn't deal with it. Even Jacob didn't deal with it. Now are we together? So you realize that your thing now began manifesting in the womb. The moment something happened, that when they were in the womb, God saw that one of them should come out a great nation. So one of us has become a great nation. Then they began to fight right from the stomach. Your children are acting up according to their fathers. That's it. They carry the genealogy of their fathers. And that's why the people long time ago they would know without DNA. Chagala kunyiga nyiga. So we look at the brothers, Jacob and Esau, they did what? They began to fight in the womb. And the Bible also tells us, when Jacob gave birth to children, when Joseph manifested a favor from God, when God showed Joseph that he's going to make him a ruler, the first thing that came in the mind of the brothers was to kill him. So isn't it coming from the genealogy? The first guy who killed the brother was who? Cain. After Cain, we see that Esau and Jacob also fought. After that, we see what you do not deal with from the genealogy of your father, it will surely deal with you. Pray and fight that you may break free from any evil god that spoke against your fathers. Those gods of killing each other, those gods of hating on each other, those gods of grabbing each other's property, those gods of worshipping ancestors and moons, those gods of immorality. If you do not deal with them, they will deal with you. So have you understood? When the word is powerful, you clap your hands. The spirit is against your destiny. everything upon you will be happening to satisfy that spirit. Many of you think that what you go through is a mistake. None of the things you go through is a mistake. Remember, we are looking at the spirit of your destiny here. Now, if you are dealing with the spirit of bad destiny, it will make sure it will align everything to make everything bad. It will begin with your character. It will begin with your association. It will make sure it will surround you with things that can destroy that destiny. So that's why some of you realize that all the women you're dating, they are the same. Some of you realize that all the men you have ever had in your life, even the current man that you're married to, they are the same. They be well in the first 2 years. Then they begin to look like your ex. In fact, even the physical features begin to look like. Everything. One, there is a spirit that is working every day in you to cause you to will and to desire according to its purpose. Sinakwegomba bali eri nawe n'okubeera nga oyayanire nga okwagala kwako weko ojabi jiragwe. Praise the name of the Lord. So the spirit of your destiny from the genealogy is the hardest. I'm not here to pacify you. If you're looking for a priest that will lie to you, I am not one of them. I will tell you the truth and then I will show you how to fight it. Every human being here on earth has fought battles, but the last one, that last gate, the last gate of a man's manifestation is called the gate of genealogy, or the gate of bloodline. Someone can overcome the gate of anger, the gate of bad vices, the gate of witchcraft, witchcraft, the gate of evil plans that you had, the gate of darkness, the gate of laziness. Everyone in this world has gates they first have to overcome. Jesus told us that this world is full of pain and sorrow, but for me I have overcome. Meaning that for anyone to stand to say they are victorious, they are gates they first do what? Even on the cross, it is that one last gate that Jesus wanted to overcome. It is the gate of genealogy. It is the gate of genealogy. Somebody say the gate of genealogy. Any man can fight with everything and be successful. But there is that gate. The last hardest gate is the gate of genealogy. Even Jesus showed us an example. He fought that gate in the last moment. The Bible says what? Before Jesus died, who remembers the cry he cried? What did he cry? He said what? Yes, please. Apart from that one. He said, my God, why have you forsaken me? That's the cry he cried. We opened Psalms 22. David cried and said, my God, why have you forsaken me? The same cry his house cried. The same cry his ancestor cried. It's the same cry he cried before he overcame the world. The last gate to overcome is the gate of genealogy. So who cried that cry? And who had cried it before? Say it louder. David had cried that cry. And according to Matthew, we see that Jesus comes from the genealogy of who? David. Yes. They sit on thrones. But there is that season in their life where even if they are praying, it is like God is silent from them. It is like God has abandoned them. He cried and said, my God, why have you forsaken me? If your father cried a certain cry and you've not realized it early, you may cry the same cry. Even Jesus himself, being born of a man and a woman, he had to fight and break the issue of genealogy and bloodline. And that was the last gate he overcame. And that is why when he resurrected, he told his disciples, I am going on. But this world is full of sorrow and pain. But for me, I have overcome. Meaning that he passed all the gates. So that topic I'll teach you when I'm talking about gates. Praise the name of the Lord. That was the last thing he battled with. Yes, we sit on thrones. But there are moments we feel like we don't have God. There are moments we feel like God has forsaken us. Jesus cried and said, why have you forsaken me? The same cry his ancestor cried. The Bible here is a mystery book. It depends on what you want from it. It will reveal itself to you according to what you want from it. So if pastors of today have decided to ignore that there is nothing like genealogy, even the Bible itself, it will hide. Because the words I speak to you, you will find that they are rare. No man has preached about this. This one I've told you about the last gate. What you want from the Bible is what it will reveal. When he made that cry of David, it didn't take long when God helped him and took his soul. Indeed, he rested from the pain. And on the third day, he had to resurrect because he had to sit on that seat. Probably Jesus would have failed because there was an option for Jesus failing the assignment here on earth. Lucifer was also a star in heaven. But the possibility of him failing was 100%. He failed. Before Jesus coming to be born here as a human, he was already existing in heaven, but not as he is now. He didn't have the power he has now because he was not yet sitting on the one. For him, he had to overcome because there is in this genealogy there are chairs, there are thrones. You are manifesting exactly what is in your genealogy. If in your genealogy they say you die at 100, there are people even if they fall sick, they die. Have you ever heard of a story of a man who has had over how many accidents and is the only survivor? He was in the Guinness World Record. The guy has got accidents. Fallen in water, crashed in a plane, crashed in what? Crashed in train, crashed everywhere, but he never dies. Because according to his genealogy, their souls are destined to be in the flesh for more than 8 years. Praise the name of the Lord. So such kind of a man, if he's a spiritual man and he's a priest, he can transfer the spirit of long lasting in your soul, that your energy can at least tap on long lasting. Praise the name of the Lord. So there was a chair which had been promised to the genealogy of David. So no matter what happened, Jesus had to overcome everything. He prayed a prayer all the time, which he also taught us. I know our pastors have told us, don't pray it. That prayer is a revelation. My friend, if you can have time and you don't have words to speak to God, pray the Father's prayer. Very powerful. Imagine praying a prayer from a spirit that is superior. Don't be fooled by what we tell you as apostles. But you know that prayer is not meant to be recited. Recite it in the spirit and in sin. You will see results. Ne Yesu takyayagala balokole. Because bamulaga nti bakala ki bamanyi. Tell me God has not sent me for balokole. For those that want Jesus. For those that want God. Those that are willing to learn. Muslims, they can come sit here. Catholics, they can come sit. I don't have a problem. They're the ones that need physician. You see, if born agains come and sit here, when I'm preaching, they are looking for error. I hate it. I'm telling you. They no longer want anything from God. They know. They feel they know. And Jesus is now looking for those that want him. Many balokolo will go to hell. Now, the Lord's Prayer was the prayer he prayed and said, lead me not into temptation. God, don't tempt me to go away from the vision. Those are the prayers Jesus prayed. Because there was a chair, he had to sit in. The spirit of your destiny will manifest exactly what is waiting for you at the end. If the spirit of your destiny speaks evil, according to that evil, he will cause you to do things which are evil. You will be the one who will wake up to become quarrelsome. So you have to quarrel with people who do witchcraft. You have to quarrel with people who do evil. You have to marry in a family that they do witchcraft, so that they can bewitch you and you understand and fail. That's why that time I told that we have what we call the spirit of divination. Some of you are here. You have never gone to the shrine, but you possess that spirit in you. In simple times, you are a witch, you are a diviner. And this is not funny. Why? By permission of bloodline or genealogy. And that's why those people, they find themselves in a place whereby they are bewitched. Everywhere you go, you are bewitched. Everywhere you go, you are bewitched. You get a job, you get a bewitcher, you get a place. There is a spirit leading you there. So that when they bewitch you enough, and you don't have the momentum to pray, you say, now even me, let me look for a greatest witch. All of you that have ever been to witchcraft, you realize that there were people that used to do witchcraft in your family. Raise your hands if you've ever done witchcraft. Raise your hands. Hello, Viola, raise hands. Exactly. You have refused. I know everyone that has gone to the shrine. Now, you realize that if you find in your genealogy, they are people bewitched. For you, you went there to look for what? For a bigger fire. To overcome that thing. Because there is divination in your soul. Praise the name of the Lord. So the spirit of your destiny, it will put you in places. You were not that you were meant to be, but according to the spirit of bad destiny, you were meant to be there. If there's a spirit of a destiny that speaks short life, you have to marry in a family whereby men lose their wives early. There's a spirit that speaks in their family that every man here, they must be widower. So that's the time you get married to such a man. At the moment you begin to cook in that house, your body begins to lose it. Because something wants you to die prematurely. So if it's not fulfilling its purpose quickly, it has to get other more powerful demons to help it. So if it's not killing you quickly, it will make you to go to get married to a man who has a spirit of premature death for their wives. Men who are meant to be widowers. So when this spirit comes and gets in contact with the other one of your husband. Now they mingle and they begin to work. I cannot say maybe some of you understand this, but me, I've understood this. Because I've ever been there. I preach life example. You'll find that you're the one being bewitched. That season when you will shift, you will shift to my genie house. After shifting to my genie house, where exactly you put your business? You put near a Mayembe man. What? The spirit of destiny has failed to kill you early. Now it wants to combine three forces at once to destroy you. So when I tell people be selfish with your destiny, I am more than just the physical. Be selfish with your destiny. But be so sensitive with your destiny. So that is how the spirit of destiny works. Are you now understanding me? Derek, the season whereby someone will bewitch you. That's the season whereby you'll have a court case with someone who bewitch you. That's the season whereby a neighbor will come who has my name. That's the season whereby you will always get maids that have demon. So that they mingle and destroy you. That's the season where you'll bring the cursed ones to your business. Now the business begins to go down. The Mayembe at home are beating you. The Mayembe at work.